are all welcome to Lady Beast channel. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending where you are watching us from. You are all welcome. Good evening. Please have a seat. Yeah, get a cup of tea as usual and or a cup of coffee. Depends on what you prefer. And come and sit down. Let's rub minds together. Yeah. I really want to write a budget, or I want to have a specific goal next year, but I don't know how to go about it. So I received a lot of messages. I thought of it. I said, okay, in that case, in my next video, I would like to discuss how you can create your budget and you'll be able to achieve your goal for the coming year. Like I said in my last video, that actually that some people are still pursuing Christmas package and all the rest of them and celebration, and I said we should not be carried away by celebration. The next year has started running. Actually, it looks as if we are still in 2022, but the truth of the matter is that most of us have left 2022. If you are somebody that is smart, somebody that actually has something to run to, the 2023 has started running, so you have to run with it. 2023 has started running. If you're still uh, waiting for the calendar to tell you that we have entered 2023, honestly, you are really making a very big mistake, because the issue that most of us will concentrate on the December season and the celebration and all the rest of it, and next year will come and take you unawares, and it will not be nice. It will not be nice. Then you start running helter skelter again. But the earlier you start, I believe it will better. That by now you are supposed to have written down your goals. By now you are supposed to have written down your plans, how you really want to move next year, how you really want to run. um I think drawing your budget and your plans determines your speed, because if you have a plan, honestly, it will not be difficult for you to run. Even the Bible in Habakkuk said it. He said, write down the plan, write it down and make it plain, so that he that readeth it will run with it. Meaning, as you are going one after the other, or as in touching them one after the other, it's going to be easy for you to move. You will no longer be confused, or you will no longer stagger, or you will no longer be distracted. You won't touch this one and touch this one. No. Then you will now know that I have a specific goal that I am running with. And another thing that has to do when it comes to planning or budgeting is, you have to specify it. You have to to as in differentiate it. I think this is where so many people normally have challenges. They don't specify their goals, they don't specify their plans. They only, like, said, next year I want to build a house, you know. And then because you did not specify it, sometimes it's too cumbersome for you, sometimes it's too much for you, sometimes it's like you can't even really understand, and sometimes at the end of the year it looks as if you are not able to achieve anything at all, because you did not specify your goals. So when it comes to budgeting or planning, I will advise that you have to make it in like this: long-term budgeting and then short-term. What do I mean by long term and short term? There are some projects that needs longer time to be achieved, and there are some projects that needs shorter time to work on. And this is where so many people used to get it wrong. Many people used to, as in, a kind of generalize it. they normally put all of them together. And then when you now put both the long term and the short term together, at the end of the year, it looks as if that you did not achieve anything. No, it's not like that. It's not going to work that way. So if actually that you want to achieve a perfect result, stand that that house shouldn't be a short term period. If that house has to be like upstairs, you're not going to say like, oh, in three months, if there's money, okay, in three months you are going to go from one taking to another. It depends on how many story building you want to build it. But if you give it like long-term project, long-term budgeting, you can say, okay, this building I want to start, I'm giving myself 3 years to finish up, and then by so doing to carry out. In so doing, you are not going to work under pressure. Yes, you are not going to work under pressure. And at the end of the day, you are not going to rate yourself that you did not do well or you did not achieve anything. That is the problem some people are having, that they don't normally specify it. And at the end of the day, they usually think that they did not achieve anything. No, it's not like that. You have really achieved a lot. If it's a long-term project, you can say from now to 5 years, this is when I want to finish this project. And you can discover that now you don't have pressure within yourself. And even when pressure is coming from outside pertaining that project, you are at peace with yourself. Why are you at peace? Because you have made it to be a long-term project. And sometimes if you're working on 5 years based on the project you are working on, it might really be shortened. But the good thing about it is you didn't work under pressure. You just did it at your leisure. That's the good thing about long-term projects. It must not really get to that 5 years or 10 years you have put down there. It might also finish before the time. But the good thing about it is you are not running under pressure. You are not running helter-skelter as if somebody is pursuing you. You are the one that have decided to work on that project. So why will it be a burden for you? That is the question you have to ask yourself. I am the one that said I want to build this house. I am the one that said I want to establish this company. I am the one that said I want to pursue my career. So you should also have a conclusion within yourself that I am not doing it to meet up with anybody. I am doing it for myself. Therefore, I don't need to put myself under stress. I have to work with it gradually because I have other things also to lay my hands. So that is number one. You have to differentiate it and also know the one that is going to take longer time. Don't go and carry a long-term project, go and put it under short-term project and said you must do this. That means you're pressurizing yourself, and at the end of the day you might end up not achieving that project. You might end up not completing that project. That is the real side effect of it. Then the next one being that being said, the next one should be short-term project. You have to find out the things that you need to put on that short-term project. The things you have to set your goals. You have to make your goals to be realistic. In these 12 months, what can I be able to achieve? Let's assume you are writing a book. You can decide to make the book a 16 months project or 24 months project. It doesn't mean it's going to take you up to that 24 months. But once you have set it like this, you can discover that you are going to take your time to finish. But when you say, I want to finish a book, I want to write a book and finish in 6 months, you are not pressurizing yourself. You are not doing as if you are working for someone, or you are competing with someone, and which is not good for you. And at the end of the day, if you couldn't achieve this project within that 6 months, you can discover that within yourself you will be battling within yourself, and sometimes it looks as if you are going to lose it. You are going to lose focus. It looks as if you are not going to trust, or you are not going to believe in yourself again. No, I will appreciate, or I will advise that in such a case, give more time to this project so that you can take your time. You can take your time. I know that someone might not really agree with my own opinion. So this is my own opinion, and I would like you also to drop your own opinion at the comment section. That someone might say, okay, Lady B, if I work with short-term plan, it might really make me not to be serious. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. It's going to make you to have peace, and also to, as in, to come out um perfect. Because sometimes as you are running because of time, you say, oh, time is against me, oh, the year is ending, oh, 6 months will soon be, you know, be over. I have not been able to do this, I have not been At the end of the day, you can destroy a lot of things, and you will find out that sometimes you will lose interest on continuing the project. So you have to differentiate it. The ones that you know that is achievable within a short limit time, you now said, okay, these are the ones that I can be able to do this from so time to so time. So that is how to start first. You have to differentiate it and be able to list them under short term and then long term projects. And then the step one, as like I have said, is to identify the ones that can be put under short term, and then the one that can be put under long term. Then the another step that you have to do here now is to calculate your net income. What do I mean by calculating your net income? As in, for your project to be effective, it has to also narrow down to your income. Yes, it has to be narrowed down to your income. As in, you are paid after deducting your taxes and your insurance and all the rest of them, what you have to take home. Now you understand why I'm talking about running a long-term project and a short-term project. If your salary is not really honestly, there's no salary that will be enough. There's no salary that, if you depend on salary, you cannot be able to achieve anything. That is the truth of the matter. You must have something to support. You must have a passive income to support your main salary. Now, your project has to work also with what you are earning first. That is what you have to bear in mind. Because if you begin to plan something that is bigger than your income, how do you want to do that? You can discover that you work under duress. It's going to be a lot of stress on you. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of stress on you. So once you have really calculated your income, your take home and everything, then you can now bring down and say, okay, since this is what I have at the end of the month outside my passive income, that passive income you can use to be running like small bills, or maybe housekeeping things, or little miscellaneous expenses. You cannot say, okay, since this is my income, that means there's no how I'm going to finish this building in 2 years. Yes, there's no how I'm going to finish it. So you have to now know how to plan your project, or whatever you are planning to build, or whatever. So you have to work on your income. You don't have to plan above your income, because if you plan above your income, you are going to give yourself a lot of stress. That means you will be running with loan and a lot of loan that you don't even know. You can't really explain when you are going to be able to finish paying the loans. So it is very important that you have to sit down, analyze your expenses, your income and whatever, and then know how to put your plans, so that by the end of the year you will not say, oh, I have done well. If my salary is 500,000, if my salary is $1,000, if your salary is 1,000 euro, as in my take home, okay, with this is what I want to achieve. So maybe at the end of the month, 200 euro will be, or 200,000, or 20,000, or 50, depending on the currency you are using, will be going for this project. So you start saving it for that project, so that once the month ends, you are going to be dropping that money for that project. Then another thing is, you also have to track, as I have said, Number one, you have to differentiate it. The one that will be long-term projects and the one that will be short-term projects. Another one is you have to plan with your what? Income. You have to plan with your net income. Then another one you have to work with is that track your spending. Track your spending. Here is a lot of work. Actually, most of us don't have control over how we spend money. That is just the truth of the matter. Like I talk about budgeting. If you have extended families and all the rest of them, or the people you take care of, you help in their school fees and all the rest of them, it has also to be in your budget. It has to be in your list. It has to be in your list so that you will allocate amount of money to each expenses that comes. You have to allocate amount of money. If you don't allocate money, okay, let's say for feeding, you don't allocate and said, okay, feeding will be using 200,000 or 100,000 or 50,000 or 100 euro, 200 euro, depending on your family or budget or whatever. Then you talk about your bills, as in your accommodation must be there. You write down your accommodation, your feeding, because when you are making this budget plans, the basic things has to come in place. They are the things that has to play a role here. Your basic needs has to play a lot of roles. The things that you really need has to play a lot of roles here, and not the things you want. Because human wants is unlimited. You have a car, next month you see a new car, you still want to have it. That is human nature for you. So that is why you have to have a list of things, that so that you will not be carried away by the wind of expenses. You will not be carried away by the wind of fashion. You will not be carried away, so that if you have a list and you know this one is for housing, this one is, or this one is for your mortgage, or this one is for accommodation, or this one is for feeding, this one is for miscellaneous expenses, this one is for unforeseen circumstances, because you have to plan for also for unforeseen circumstances, things that can come up that you did not plan. You have to also plan for them. So as you have listed them down, so that when the time comes and anything comes up without you will not be shocked, because already you have set a little amount of it for things that might come up that is beyond their control. There are things that will come up with that beyond their control. So that's why you have to set apart some money. So you have to track your expenses. How can you track your expenses? You have to list down the things that you know is the basic needs. Accommodation, feeding, clothing. Clothing here is a kind of has comma. It's not every month you must shop for clothing. It's not every month you must change your shoes. Like people in the Western world, that we normally change our wardrobe based on season. Once we, like now you're in the winter season, you cannot use what you use in summer now that, unless you want to have cold. So that means our own kind of changing wardrobe is seasonal. Winter time, summer time, and all the rest of them, the 3 seasons that we have. So you have to plan it that way. So that is why I said, in when it comes to clothing, you have to bracket it, because it's not every month you must also buy new clothes or new shoes. It's not every month. So here you have to be careful. You have to have a control. You have to work on yourself. Actually, there are people that don't have control over this. Anything that comes up, they have to buy. Once they enter shops, shopping malls, or they enter supermarkets, there are things that you don't need, and that is the essence of making a list before you go for shopping. So that when you see some things that your eyes will capture, say, oh, this thing is nice, or it's like I will need this thing, you sometimes you end up not using that thing you bought. I don't know whether you have realized it. Sometimes when you go to the your stores, you discover there are things that you bought that you don't really need, but because your eyes just capture them, you say, oh, this thing, it will be nice, but at the end of the day, you don't need it. So that's why you have to be a kind of being disciplined. You have to discipline yourself. I think that is the right word to use there, is discipline. When it comes to spending, you have to discipline yourself. That is not every time that they make offer for sales you must buy. It's not every as in any time that you see uh, as in a sales offer that pops up on your phone that you need to pay attention, especially now. Now is the hot season here. Any shop you go, they will be seeing a 30% reduction, you will see 50%. And actually many a times those things are really will I say market strategy. Yeah, it's business strategy. Most of the times those things that they are telling you is 50%, is 20% reduction, it's not real. They just did that thing to attract you to come and buy those things from them. And sometimes you will see some shops, they will come and put that write down, we are closing soon, we want to disclose, we want to as in dispose everything that is in the shop. You see, oh, these people want to close down, they want to dispose everything, then you run to that place. No, when it comes to spending, you have to discipline yourself. You have to track your spending. How can you track your spending? By listing down the things that is important. List them, put them in order: number one, number two, number three, number four, so that you will now know the one that is really the basic needs for your upkeeping. Please don't go to the wants. That one will make you to spend unnecessarily. So begin to list them and then fix your expenses, so that when it comes you will not be able to lose it to go and waste your money unnecessarily. Then the next one is that set your realistic goals. Set realistic goals. Like I have said earlier, set goals that are achievable. Don't go and set goals that you cannot achieve. And if, like I said earlier, if you find out that you couldn't achieve these goals, honestly you will not be happy with it. You will not be happy with yourself, you will not trust yourself, you lose as if you did. Before you start, so through this you have to track, make a list of your short, like I've said, and long term goals. You have to make it. So let your goal be realistic here. Then another one is make a plan. Make a plan. It's very important. Like I've said before, it's not everything that comes your way you must take. It's not everything they offer to you you must take. There are things that will come, say no, this place is a no-go area. I've already mapped out this money as in to help people. Once it has crossed this, you stop. If the expenses you want to make for people is 200,000 or 200 euro or whatever, no matter how any other person complain at that moment, don't go beyond that. Yes, because once you touch it, it's going to affect you. So make a plan on how to spend this money. Make a plan on how to use your money. So allocate certain amount to it. Then adjust your spending to stay on budget. Discipline also comes also to play a vital role here. Adjust your spending to stay on budget. Like I have said before, let your spending be tracked to your budget. If anything comes up and you go through the budget list you have and you discover it's not there, you have to say no to it. You don't need to accept it. You don't need to accept it. So adjust your spending to stay on your budget lane. It is very important. And for you to achieve all these things, it's just being disciplined. It's very easy. So stay on the lane. That thing you said, this is what you want to carry out, maintain it. Tell yourself, say no, Lady B, this is what I have told myself I'm going to do this year. I don't need to go beyond this. Even when pressure is coming from here and there, you will tell yourself, no, I don't think I need it. Stay on the budget plan. Don't go out of that place. And then when if God helps you and their passive income is really making sense, okay, then you can now go ahead and spend anyhow you want, but make sure you stay on your lane. It's very, very important. Then review your budget regularly. This one is very important. So once your budget is set, it is important to review it regularly, from time to time, week to week. You go through there. Is there anything I have done today or this week? In fact, you can review it at the end of every week. Monday to Friday, yes, I enter shop. Was I able to spend what I'm not supposed to do? What did I do? How did I spend money? What did I buy? Review it from time to time. It's going to help you. Then when you leave it, okay, maybe after 2 months I'll come return to it. Maybe after 3 months, six. I will advise you review it weekly basis. Do it weekly basis so that it will make you to stay on the budget lane. That anytime you are going to the shopping mall or you are going to the supermarket to buy things, it will now be ringing in your mind and say, don't forget that you have a budget, don't forget you have a plan. So I don't think that you need this, I don't think you need this, I don't think that this shoe is necessary, I don't think that this one. So it helps you to maintain on the lane. That is the importance of reviewing your budget regularly. And another thing is, few elements of your budget are set in stone. You may get a raise, your expenses may change, or you may reach a goal and want to plan for a new one. So now, another reason why you have to review your goals regularly is, if you come and discover that some of them has been achieved, you tick it and then you raise that one. Maybe if you want to also bring new ones to the list, you can. If you don't want, you can say, okay, now this one has been eased off, I have eased off this stress, I don't think it is necessary for me to add another one, I'm okay. So that means you are okay for the year. So anyone that has been settled, you mark it. Anyone that has been settled, you tick it. Then your expenses may change, or you may reach a goal and want to plan for a new one, like I said. So whatever reason, get into the habits of regular checking in with your budget. So like I said before, number one is what? Once you have set the goals, differentiate it. Know the ones that is supposed to be a long-term budget. Know the one that is supposed to be a short-term budget. And also, don't forget to plan within your income, within that regular income. Forget about the passive income, because the passive income may not be regular. Yes, it may not be regular. So my own advice or my own opinion is that if you're planning, don't plan with the passive income, because it may not really come the way you plan it. Like, there is something that I plan this month and it's a passive income, and at the end of the day, it looks as if it's been delayed and it's not up to the amount I was really expecting. And to be frank with you, I have really budgeted on that, and it made me to have a showdown. So you see what I am saying? So when planning, you actually have to plan with your regular income and not with the passive income. So you stay on the lane of a regular income. And also, don't forget that I talk about tracking your spending. You have to work on the basic needs of the family, basic needs of life. That's the things that matters most in life. Is you have to provide shelter, you have to provide food, and you have to provide clothes to cover our body. And then also, you have to be disciplined for your what? Spending. You have to track them, you have to list them down, and don't forget to also visit your goals regularly. Review them regularly. Like I suggested that it will be also nice if you can be able to review your goals weekly. I think it's going to help you to go a long way. It will help you to achieve a lot. It will help you not to go off the track. So please, in case you have not joined this amazing family, I really, 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 really will appreciate it if you would just click on that subscription button. It's not going to cost you money. You don't need money to subscribe to the channel and join the amazing family. If you like what we are doing here, we have a lot of things, educational things. Also, we have also fun activities. You know, all was a no play major adult boy. So we have to add fun activities to it so that it's not every time we are talking about educational issues, learning this, doing that, how to make money, how to hustle. Sometimes we have to also present to us fun things that will also make us to relax our mind and cool our brain. So please, I beg you to join the amazing family. You are going to join. You are going really going to enjoy us. And for those that have been supporting this big family, we want to say a big thank you for being there, for watching our video, for also commenting and for sharing. Thank you for staying with us. So please drop your own comments. If you have another idea on how to create a budget or plan, please write it down there, because the essence of bringing this to your notice is already the new calendar for me has started running. I have already listed my own, so I'm not waiting for 2023 to come before I will start working on them. Already for me in my head, the calendar has started working. It's few weeks to go, and so many people are also still carried away by the wind of celebration season A, carrying rice and up and down, and then I should be up and down. It's very nice to have fun, right? It's very nice. So, but in the process of catching your fun, don't forget that next year is at hand. Don't forget to remain as in what you are going to use to run for January. You understand? So that's the essence of it. Like I said, whatever you did not plan, don't go and spend them this season. Whatever that you did not plan, don't go and spend them. Don't say because it's like this, you go and put deep your hand inside the pocket and go and bring down what you did not plan. Don't spend what you did not budget for the season. Don't forget, you will pay the children's school fees when it comes to January. The landlord will be waiting for you. He won't like to hear any story. So please try and follow these steps. It will really help you to run very, very fast next year. And by this time next year, you will be able to congratulate yourself and said, yes, I made it. Yes, I did well. So that is it. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. So I want to have a short break. I will see you soon. So guys, I'm back. So If you are having challenges or difficulties in writing down your goals or your plans, you can still contact, drop it at the comment section. I will send the list to you. Yes, if you need help concerning your budgets or your plans, please send a message. I will send the list to you. Fashion World TV, thank you for joining. We really appreciate. We really appreciate your coming around. Blessing, thank you too for coming around. So please, if you need the list of the budget, send a message or drop it at the comment section. I will send the list to you. So thank you so much for staying with us. We really appreciate your time. I'm not taking it for granted. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us. So see you same time tomorrow evening. Good morning, good afternoon, good night from here. Bye.